Welcome to Getting to Know You, that is Stonebridge residents and staff, a television program that the new president of the Resident Association, formerly Jeffrey B. Teener, thought might help us be connected, at least feel connected after we duly separated in the interest of safety during this unusual pandemic. So we began by interviewing Jeff. That is our brave little team of Robin Doherty as our producer who tapes this on an iPhone, does some editing, and posts it on 1979. Sandy Hyatt, our essential timekeeper, and I as the host. So, Jeff, I think we've designated, if you're listening, that you are advisor and executive producer. And you, our viewers, help us by telling us where we can improve and better achieve this way of getting to know us. Our early planning for this program is to meet the people we all elected in May as officers and executive committee members of the Residents Association. Seeing only their bios and their ID photos, which sometimes leave a lot to be desired, and not meeting them in person before the election was really a shortcoming. Today, I'm pleased to introduce you to Carol Ober, who was elected an officer, secretary of the Resident Association. And we are meeting in the art room, not in the library, as in the first session, as you probably have figured out. And you will see why. Carol, I'm glad to welcome you to this program, and I have to say, we meet again. Several years ago, Carol was honored with the YWCA Tribute Award for her work and leadership in the AARP Tax Assistance Program and her other public service. I was on the selection committee and then subsequently interviewed her on the Princeton TV program I co-hosted at the time. So Carol, before we start talking about you in Stonebridge, could you give us one big statistic about the tax assistance program to give people an idea of both what a public service it is and what your responsibilities were?
Sure. I worked with AARP in the tax aid program for 23 years, started doing paper returns, and now, of course, it's all electronic. I was a tax preparer, trainer. I ran the state for 6 years, and I ended up running Mercer County. And Mercer County, we had 60 volunteers, 13 sites, did about 4,000 tax returns, federal returns, and 4,000 state returns, and assorted other documents for the tax program. It's a huge program and really essential, especially the way our tax world is going nowadays. But I officially retired in April, and then surprise, surprise, I ended up here in September.
Carol, that is very impressive. And I think your activities here at Stonebridge may involve fewer people.
I hope.
Than your tax work, but it really is impressive and a wonderful public service. And so we all pay our AARP dues, and it goes in part for that kind of public service. So thank you all. All right, now we're here, and you have other interests that you had and that you keep here at Stonebridge. And so can you tell us what caught your interest here at Stonebridge and how you got involved, and direct us to what we should be looking at here?
Well, when we moved, I said, I want to be involved. I don't want to just live here. I want to be part of the community. So I looked around, and my gosh, everything that I like is here. I joined the greenhouse group because I love to work in my garden. I joined the quilt group because I like to quilt. There's a singing group. I like to sing, and I spend as much time as I can in the pool. So I just was thrilled that it has everything here that I had in my home in Princeton. So it's just been an easy transition for me.
And a great service and lots of fun.
Oh, yeah.
So tell us what we have here on the set.
Yes, the set. I make quilts for kids as a hobby. It's sort of an outlet for some energy that I seem to have. And these three are examples of it. They're just small quilts that we give to children who are sick or have natural disasters, and just a comforting sort of thing. They don't take much time, but they're lots of fun, and I get to do all different kinds of patterns and that sort of thing. And I've gotten our quilt group here to also make quilts. We made this from, it's going to go to the women's shelter. We made a quilt for Valor, which was for a veteran, which is a red, white, and blue quilt. And we made Brooke a baby quilt. So we've been a busy little group.
And you mentioned something about a larger group outside of here.
Yes, I belong to a quilt guild, and which has about 60 members, and I also belong to Quilts for Kids, which is where these go. These are given to this organization who then distributes them all over the country, all the hospitals, and any areas where they might be of value.
I like the one in the middle with
Yeah, the little boy.
I can just imagine a little boy saying, I know what that is, that's a dump truck.
Yeah.
It really is great. Okay. And Carol, as we think about the beautiful colors here, I know you're involved in the greenhouse and the project, and I guess Brooke Levy is the one that's been teaching you and
Yes.
Doreen to.
Brooks is just amazing, and we've had a lot of fun. It was a bit of a disaster this year because we got everything ready to go for our spring plant sale. Of course, we couldn't sell them, so we gave them to the staff, who I think really enjoyed.
I think we've seen some pictures.
Yeah,
of
so that really worked out
That's
really
great.
well. So out of the sadness comes something good.
Right,
So there you go.
and we hope better luck next year.
Yes.
At least you took very good care of the old ones, because I was glad to get those back.
Well, we do. That's part of the process for the greenhouse, that we take winter over everybody's plants so that they can have them next year.
Well, it's a great service and it's beautiful.
But it is
Well,
pretty.
let me ask you something before we conclude here, because people have mentioned that not having a resident association meeting before the end of the year, before the election, meant that they really didn't get to see people in person. And there were some people who actually thought that they should ask you some questions.
Oh dear.
So I'm going to say, if you had been at that meeting and you had been called upon to say, why do you want to serve on the Residents Association Executive Committee or as an officer, what would have been your answer?
I think it's just that I wanted to be involved, and I have some of the skills needed that I thought would be a benefit to the committee. I certainly have the computer skills. So it seemed like the right thing to do. I admit, I don't know very many people here, so therefore they don't know me either.
Right.
But I think I can add to the organization, so that's why I did it.
Yeah. And hearing you talk about what you've already done here, you were doing what part of Stonebridge sees of resident involvement, that you simply get together with other people and do things that are important.
Sure.
With the resident association meeting, it's the organized approach of representing the residents.
Right.
And so you're going to be having two experiences in 1 year as you start off. So
Sounds great.
thank you for your public service to date, and we look forward to getting to know you better as you perform public service here at Stonebridge.
Thank you.
So with the thanks to Carol Ober, we will conclude this segment of Getting to Know You. I'm Ingrid Reed, your host, working with Jeff, Robin, and Sandy for the next segment of Getting to Know You at Stonebridge. Thank you for watching, and let us know what you think and what you would like out of this program.